There is a version of your life that you secretly imagine when you are in the shower, on the bus, about to fall asleep. In that version, you are more confident. You speak English with ease. You make more money. You live in a place you like more. You wake up feeling excited about your day more often than not. We can call that your dream reality. For some people, this dream reality is a fantasy they visit sometimes to escape their current life. For others, it becomes a concrete project, a construction site. Today, I want to talk to you about how to move from fantasy to construction, how to stop only imagining your dream reality and start building it brick by brick in real life. No magic, no perfect timing. No universe will do it for me without you. Just you, your choices, your habits, your courage, over time. Let us start with something simple but uncomfortable. Your current reality is not random. It is not a punishment, and it is not a lottery. It is a result. The result of thousands of small decisions you made and did not make. Where you live, how you use your time, how you treat your body, how you use your attention, what you say yes to, what you say no to, when we say, I hate my reality. Often we are saying, I hate the long-term result of my short-term decisions. That is hard to hear, but there is good news inside it. If your reality is a result, it can be changed by changing the process that created it. You are not a victim of destiny. You are an engineer who maybe has been building on autopilot. So, how do you start to build a different reality? First, you need to define what dream reality means for you. Not for Instagram, not for your neighbor, not for your parents. If you try to build a life that impresses others but does not fit you, you will succeed and still feel empty. So ask yourself, if my life in 5 years felt truly mine, what would it look like in a few areas? You do not need a perfect vision, but you need some direction. Think of 4 areas: work and money, relationships, health and energy, personal growth and experiences. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine. In work and money. What are you doing most days? Are you working remotely, in an office, on your own projects? How much are you earning? Not the exact number, but the feeling. Always stressed and behind. Or comfortable, moving forward, able to help others. In relationships. Who are the people around you? Do you feel respected, seen, supported? What kind of partner or friends do you have? In health and energy. How does your body feel when you wake up? Heavy, tired, full of pain? Or more light, capable, able to carry your dreams? In personal growth and experiences. What are you learning? Where are you traveling? What are you building? Do you speak English comfortably, using it to connect, to work, to open doors? Take a moment to see some images of this life. Maybe you living in another country. Maybe you working from a cafe with your laptop. Maybe you presenting in English and people listening. Now do not run away from a crucial question. What is the distance between that reality and the one I am living today? Not to feel guilt, but to see clearly. Maybe today you are in a job you dislike, in a city you do not love, without the English or the confidence you know you need. Fine. We start where we are, not where we wish we were. To build your dream reality, there are 3 things you must learn to do. See with honesty. Move with intention. Stay with patience. First, see with honesty. Most people lie to themselves a little bit every day, just enough to avoid discomfort. They say, I do not have time to study. but they spend 2 hours a day scrolling. I want to speak English, but they never actually speak. I want a better job, but they never learn new skills or apply anywhere. If you want a different reality, you need the courage to look at how you are really spending your time, energy, and attention. You do not need to judge yourself, but you need to stop lying. Ask yourself, in the last 7 days, what did I actually do that moves me toward the life I say I want? You might discover something brutal. Your dream reality is currently a hobby in your mind, not a project in your calendar. Once you see that, you can change it. Second, move with intention. Your dream reality is not built by giant dramatic actions alone. It is built by consistent small moves in the same direction. Imagine your life as a construction site. Every day, you either place a brick toward that dream, or you leave the land empty, or worse, you build a wall in the wrong direction. If you want to work remotely in an international company, one essential brick is English. So moving with intention means putting English practice in your day not as a wish, but as a non-negotiable, even if it is 15 minutes. If you want more energy and health, an essential brick is movement and food. So intention means taking a walk, drinking more water, slightly better choices most days. If you want better relationships, a brick is communication. So intention is sending that message, having that conversation, saying no to what drains you. Do not wait for motivation. Use structure. For example, you can create a simple list called Daily Bricks for My Dream Reality. And there, you write 3 to 5 things that, if done most days, will slowly change your life. Maybe 10 minutes of English listening, 5 minutes of speaking practice, 20 minutes of movement, one small action for your career or studies. Then, you protect this list like something sacred. Not perfectly, but seriously. There will be days when you fail. That is part of the process. But if you do these bricks 5 days out of 7, week after week, your reality cannot stay the same. Third, stay with patience. This is where most people abandon the construction site. They expect results in weeks for dreams that require years. They plant seeds and then dig them up every 2 days to see if they are growing. They study English for 1 month, do not feel fluent, and say, "Maybe I am not good with languages." No, maybe you are not good with waiting. Every dream reality has a time cost. Learning a language, changing a career, building a business, transforming your body. These things are not Amazon deliveries. They are gardens. You cannot force a flower to grow faster by shouting at it. You create conditions, and you keep showing up. So you need a new relationship with time. Instead of thinking, if it will take years, why even start? Think, if it will take years, all the more reason to start today, so that in 3 years I can thank myself, not blame myself. Now let us talk specifically about English as part of your dream reality. Maybe, in that dream life, you use English to travel, to work remotely, to live in another country, to access opportunities that require it. If that is true, English is not just a side project. It is one of the pillars of the reality you want. Ask yourself, in my dream reality, how am I using English? Maybe you imagine yourself in an interview for an international company, or at an airport, confidently handling everything, or in meetings, speaking up without fear. Then ask, What is the smallest daily action that moves me from where I am to that image? It may be speaking aloud for 5 minutes, listening actively for 10, writing a short text. The important part is not the size of the step, but the direction. Now there is a dangerous myth that destroys many dreams. The myth of the big opportunity. People wait for one big event that will change everything. A perfect job offer, a scholarship, an invitation, a sign from the universe. But big opportunities usually come to those who have been quietly preparing for a long time. You do not control when the big door appears. You control whether you will be ready to walk through it when it does. If you are not building your skills, your mindset, your language, that big opportunity can arrive and pass, and you will call it bad luck, when in fact it was lack of preparation. So when you are studying alone, working on yourself in silence, remember, you are not just doing exercises. You are building the version of you who can say yes when life offers something bigger. Now, let us address a fear that appears when you start changing your reality. The fear of leaving people behind. Sometimes your dream reality is very different from the reality of the people around you. You want to learn languages, to travel, to change careers. They want to stay comfortable, repeat the same stories, complain, but never move. When you start to act differently, some people will feel uncomfortable. They might say, "You have changed. You think you are better? You are not the same." And they are right. You are changing. Not to be better than them, but to be better than your own past self. You have to decide. Is it more important to stay exactly like everyone around you, or to be loyal to the future you know you are capable of? You can love people without copying their limitations. You can respect where you came from without staying stuck there. Now let us do a small exercise of imagination. Two futures. Future 1. You continue exactly as you are. You wake up, check your phone, rush, work, get tired, escape into social media, promise yourself you will change later. You feel a quiet frustration, but you say, "Next month, next year, when I have more time." 5 years pass. Your English is almost the same. Your job is almost the same. Your confidence is almost the same. You are alive, but inside, you know you did not build what you could have built. Future 2. You decide that from today, your dream reality stops being a fantasy and becomes a project. You do not change everything in one day, but you pick a few brick actions and you repeat them relentlessly. You practice English almost every day, even a little. You read about your area. You take small courses. You send applications. You take care of your body a bit better. You stop spending hours in places online and offline that drain your energy. 5 years pass. You are not perfect. But your life looks and feels very different. You understand movies in English. You have perhaps changed jobs or countries, or at least your possibilities. You look back at your past self with gratitude for starting even when it was hard. These two futures are not decided by destiny. They are decided by habits, by what you do when nobody is watching. To finish, I want you to ask yourself one question. If my dream reality is truly important to me, what is one small thing I'm willing to start doing today and keep doing for the next year? Not for a week, not for a month, for a year. Maybe it is committing to speak a little English out loud every day. Maybe it is saving a small amount of money consistently. Maybe it is reading 10 pages a day about a topic that will change your career. Whatever it is, that small decision can be the first brick of a reality you will be proud to live in. You are not a prisoner of the life you have today. You are a builder, and every day is a chance to pick up your tools again. Your dream reality will not arrive ready, delivered to your door. It will be built in your thoughts, in your words, in your actions, slowly, imperfectly, but surely. Start today with what you have, where you are, and let your future self look back and say, that was the day I stopped only dreaming and started building for real.